This year, why not spend Christmas in Tim Burton's Gotham City? It's beautiful, it's gothic, it's snowy, and it's full of absolute mentalists.
Meow.
Hey guys, it's Jim, welcome back to the channel, and today we are talking about Batman Returns, the bonkers, mental, insane, Christmassy follow-up to Tim Burton's Batman 1989. Obviously this movie's been talked about so much over the years, and it is a bit of an enigma of a movie. It still stands out as one of the most nutty, bizarre, crazily written superhero movies ever, and a gigantic achievement that he actually got this through and got this made, because nowadays they wouldn't approve this shit from Burton. One of the things I love most about Batman Returns is the way it flips convention. It's a Christmas movie set in this grim and horrible and grotesque Gotham City, but at the same time it's beautiful and it's campy and it's full of those wonderful Tim Burton elements and colours, and it feels Christmassy. It's basically the Nightmare Before Christmas live action. It's basically Burton got to do that. It's just got that kind of Christmassy, crazy, mischievous caper feel to it. I love how Tim Burton was able to kick down the door of the mainstream and go, right, I'm here now. We're going to make the, the rejects of society the mainstream. We're going to give you Beetlejuice, we're going to give you Batman 89, we're going to give you Nightmare Before Christmas, and you're all going to eat it up, and it's going to be a big success, and we're going to make those future emo kids vindicated. Christmas in Tim Burton's films always is never what it seems. Like, of course, Nightmare Before Christmas is completely and utterly a mischievous version of Christmas. Something's always wrong in Burton's Christmas. The backdrop is there, but what's going on with the characters isn't especially Christmassy, and there's a sense of confusion, there's a sense of loss, and there's a sense of not knowing what to do at the core of it, and there's a sense of misfits and, social rejects. And I love how he kind of mixes that with Christmas, this season of goodwill. He kind of points out the hypocrisy of Christmas. Batman Returns is a film that has the kind of rich of Gotham, one of the main ones, Max Shreck, played by Christopher Walken, living his life. He's having a Merry Christmas, but it's a city full of corruption and, lost people who are having a good Christmas just put the blinders on to all that and present it as this wonderful place. And I love how Burton's trying to do that. He's trying to show the other side of the tracks, what really goes on at Christmas for lost people that society doesn't notice. And as we all know, Batman Returns has two of the nuttiest, craziest villains in all of on-screen superhero villain history. They're insane, they're wild, they're crazy, they make no sense, they're talking nonsense, and they revel in it. Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito just jump in head first to this bonkers script. Now and again saying just terrible dialogue. There is some just bizarrely written stuff in this, but they just make it work. They completely dedicate themselves to this performance. Start off with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. She's still remembered today as Catwoman. She made such an impact. Obviously, the memorable outfit, which was an update on the Catwoman outfit, but also, filtered through a Tim Burton edge. A wonderful design there and presentation. But she's so convincing, Michelle Pfeiffer, as the mousy secretary, Selina Kyle, who your heart goes out to. Again, it's about those people at Christmas people don't notice, and your heart goes out to her, but she's so quirky and unpredictable, you never know what she's going to say. And as Catwoman, she's absolutely throwing caution to the wind. This is about going over the edge. This is about those people in society who are rejected, jumping over that edge and, becoming insane, mental people who dress as household pets. Basically what it is, because she's not Catwoman in the respect that we know Catwoman. She doesn't wear this outfit just when she goes out cat burgling. She literally gets pushed over the edge to just dress up as a cat. There's nothing really that Catwoman is trying to do. There is a real sense of under-the-surface nihilism to Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Everyone's just off on their own, meaningless adventure. Like, they don't believe in any hope or any Christmas cheer. They're just doing these kind of just completely and utterly pointless things just because they've had it. They've lost it. They've gone over the edge. They've become complete fruitcakes.
I am Catwoman.
Danny DeVito is stunning as the Penguin. Performance is off the charts. He completely and utterly goes in and embodies this grotesque, horrible looking creature. And again, we still remember him to this day. We still remember that image. He's haunting, he's scary, but he's morbidly funny. Because again, this is not the Penguin from the comics. Tim Burton just literally saw on the page, Catwoman, Penguin. Right, they're human, cat and penguin, are they? No, they're not, Tim. Fuck it, I'm doing it, give me the money. Oh, there could have been something that actually went well with this. There could have been something under the surface of Burton deciding, right, I'm just going to have human characters presented as animals. You know, obviously the tagline was the bat, the cat and the penguin. But it doesn't really go anywhere. Like, obviously the Catwoman will do things in the film, like she'll talk about having 9 lives and she'll wash herself with her arm, and DeVito will drink ice water and he'll talk about himself as a penguin. That's pretty much where it ends. And then Batman doesn't do anything as a bat, so having him, the bat, the cat and the penguin, might as well take that off, strike Batman off and just make it the cat and the penguin. And that's really weird. Like, the Burton, who has a great eye, you know, who you expect him to at least get something out of this. He doesn't. He just literally has Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito lumbering around, reveling in it, doing great, but just talking about being animals. It's really strange, but the whole thing is so strange and so nuts. It's one of the craziest movies ever made. And I think that the flaws kind of work in Batman Returns' favour in a way, because it's just so impressively mental and theatrical and heightened and over the top and not following convention, that you just have to take your hat off to it, and highly entertaining. It's a highly entertaining film. But if you kind of look at it from a script level, it is a load of old arse. Essentially, there's a lot of bad in the script, of course. But there's some good stuff. You know, Bruce and Selina Kyle's relationship is cool. It's well written in what we get. There isn't enough of it. But I do think Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer have genuine chemistry as Bruce and Selina. I like this kind of lost billionaire who, you know, locks himself away from the world. His heart goes out to this lost secretary who hasn't really got much in the world. And they're both misfits and they kind of fill each other's gaps and they're the same, you know. I like that. And I think they play it well, and there is a really charming scene where they have that first date. And of course, when Batman and Catwoman realise who they are, Burton could have had a really interesting thing on his hands, but it stays quite surface level. Bruce and Selina are misfits, different sides of the same coin in their normal lives, and then they're the different side of the same coin in their superhero lives as well. There is stuff on it, and I appreciate that, but it feels like a missed opportunity. It could have been written a lot better. Same way that Penguin's foray into the world could be written a lot better. Like, he comes out of the sewer and he decides, you know, he's going to look for his parents, he's going to look for his family, and then like 5 minutes later he's already evil again. I struggle to know whether Penguin ever means anything he says in this or whether he's always evil. You're supposed to think, it's supposed to be ambiguous, I think. I think Batman suspects him of being evil, but I think the film's not written well enough where you ever think that he was, you don't know, like, it's never written well enough. Like, there are things that set him off to become evil again, but it almost like, is he just going to become evil eventually anyway, and he's trying to fool Gotham? That could have been written better as well, and that had potential. Christopher Walken, of course, gets involved. Christopher Walken as Max Shreck, with the greatest Barnet in movie history. Look at it, mental. I think Walken's genuinely creepy in moments, but he genuinely is reveling in the feel of the film, just the absurdity of it all. There is an idea in this of capitalist, you know, rich, horrible people like Max Shreck, who in this, he'll kill his secretary and he won't care, and then he'll meet a new kind of animal, you know, a human penguin man, but then he'll still try and use that to his favour. He's not interested in anything else but using everything to his favour. And there is that kind of under the surface Me Too idea, because obviously he was, you know, using his power to scare his secretary, and he treated his secretary like crap, and it's some early Me Too stuff in there as well, I guess. I know I'm attributing things that might be a little bit too serious for Batman Returns, but it's just some things I noticed. I don't know if Burton was going for it, but I guess you could look back on it today and it's like a direct example of that. Another thing I'm not particularly fond of in Batman Returns is the way that this doesn't really feel the same universe from Batman 1989. I do think, like, in a way, Tim Burton squandered the goodwill of Batman 1989, because that was such an iconic, fantastic, epic movie that changed everything. And in this one, you got cats nibbling at fingers, bringing women back to life. Like, I know the Joker falls into toxic acid in 89 and becomes the Joker. That's pretty unbelievable. It's crazy. But it still seemed like there was a sense of somewhat, but I mean, that was from the comics, so it was true to the comics. Whereas, and you didn't really think that in the 89 Batman world, cats could bring women back to life by nibbling on their bloody fingers. So things become like a heightened fairy tale, of course, like Nightmare Before Christmas. And the rules change, and I don't like how it feels like a different universe from Batman 89. I've never liked that. Like, a lot of people talk about Batman Forever being really, really camp, the movie that came after this. Batman Returns is just as camp, guys. It's just delivered through a more dark and grim, you know, and the jokes are a bit more morbid. But it's, in my opinion, it's just as camp. Like, but it's just dark camp.
Good. Hiya, Max. Remember me? I'm Fred's hand. Hey, you want to greet any other body parts?
In a way, Batman Returns suffers from the same issues as Batman Forever in the way that some of it's funny and some of it isn't. It might not necessarily be full of Christmas spirit and Christmas cheer, but for a different kind of Christmas movie, you should definitely watch Batman Returns. If anything, just for a beautiful feast of the eyes. It's obviously a beautiful film to look at. Wonderfully made, very dreamlike. What do you guys think of Batman Returns? Are you going to watch it this Christmas? Thanks for watching this video. Please click on another video on the screen now and subscribe if you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time.